Most people hear autism and they tune all of the fucking rest of it out completely because they start having a conversation with themselves in their own heads and they go, oh my God, that poor sweet autistic angel. I say, this poor sweet baby is doing his best, but bless his heart. He's slow. No, the fuck he's not. Him's not slow at all. Did you not hear me say ADHD? Being slow is not my fucking problem. My problem is that you're all fucking slow. I'm not slow at all. I'm the fastest fucking boy in this room.
I'm in the green room and I go, fuck, are they calling my name? And they're like, no, you still have like 15 minutes. And I went, what? And they're like, oh, he's destroying. He's just fucking murdering. And it was so loud. It was so loud that I was like, motherfucker.
And you were like, dude, I've been doing this a long time and I've never had an opener get pops that big in an arena before.
The only person that I'd ever witnessed that with, I swear to God. And listen, if you vote for me, I know you're like, well, hold on, I've crushed Bert. I'm telling you, there's only 2 times that I remember. I'm not, no slight to anyone. You and Shane Gillis.
How are you doing, Utah? You Mormons are louder than I thought you'd be. Are you guys enjoying the show so far? Good, because I fucked up. Mistakes have been made, okay? And I'm an over-explainer, so fucking I'll start from the beginning. Hi, Hims has a social anxiety disorder. Meaning anytime a room full of people is all staring at me all at the same time. To all of my fast twitch muscle fibers fully activate. Because my brain has me convinced that you all are gonna turn on me. And I'm gonna have to fight my way out of here. So who's first? My point is, this specific stim is related to public speaking. Dude, I've had comedians in green rooms be like, hey, how come you aren't doing the finger tappy thing back here? And I go, because back here, I know 5 of the 7 people in the fucking room. Forrest Gump rules apply. We ain't strangers no more. Dude, I know them, and according to Captain Autism, I know the other 2 of you can't fucking fight. Dude, I'm not in vibrate mode because my brain has informed me that I am safe, and you are the one in danger. Dude, like the only time I'm ever not in vibrate mode in any group discussion or conversation is when my brain has scanned my immediate area and informed me that I don't need a warm-up to choke anybody in that motherfucker. Dude, but dude, outside of public speaking and socializing, I have different stims. Dude, outside of public speaking, like out in the wild, I have different stims. I don't vibrate all the time. That's why it's called vibrate mode. Dude, I have different modes. Dude, like out in the wild, I have different stims. Like I'll hum to myself, I'll rock back and forth, I'll foot tap, I do little dances when I eat foods I like. It's adorable. Dude, I have an incognito mode where I'll put on noise-canceling headphones and I turn into Kanye West, but like not like Kanye now, like 2008 Kanye. Yeah, not Jews are bad Kanye, dude. Fucking, you can't tell me nothing, Kanye. But that's not my main stem. My main stem out in the wild is I have an oral fixation. Yeah. Oh, indeed. Did fucking eyebrows. Did I have a clinical oral fixation. I live my life out there by fucking toddler rules. If it fits in my mouth, that's where the fuck it goes. It's how he learns about his environment. I chew on everything. I bite my nails, I chew on my straws, vapes, pens, pussy, all of it. So I chew sometimes when I have regular anxiety, and sometimes I have regular anxiety about knowing that I'm gonna have social anxiety. And we had a whole ass show before this one, and I was just here the whole time. So there was like a whole hour when you guys were still getting in here, where I was just sitting in the back, just chewing and puffing away. And then there's already been another 30 minutes of show where I was just chewing and puffing away. Up until about 4 minutes ago when they said, hey, we just lit Dusty, you're on in 2 minutes. And I said, fucking... Wrong fucking vape, dude. Why are you laughing? I said it was an accident. I fucked up, okay? It was an accident. Dude, you ever accidentally gotten violently high? Huh? You ever done that? You ever been halfway to having a good time and then suddenly on the way you're like, wait, hold on a second, I forgot. I'm terrified. Of me! You ever been high? You ever been so high you're like, fucking the call's coming from inside the house! I was that high approximately 7 minutes ago. But luckily I'd already taken my Adderall today, so fucking Captain Autism kicked in and was like, fucking, we gotta do something! But I was already chugging that Red Bull right there, and Captain Autism said, bitch, wrong direction. So we refilled that Red Bull can right there with ZQuil, and now we're all fixing to play a game. And this has been my public service announcement to you. Welcome. Yeah, we're all playing together. No, we're fucking not. I came out wrong. Dude, autism snuck that last part out past the censors, and now I have to re-explain myself. No, we are not playing together at all. Dude, I gave none of you ZQuil. Not a single one of you, dude. Fucking, this is not a Bill Cosby show. You're all safe, dude. I'm not sharing my drugs with any of you. You can share your drugs with me. But all of my drugs are prescription strength. And I am not a doctor. Never even played one on television. Dude, I just have a doctor's note. And technically speaking, I have a stack of those bitches, dude. I got a cabinet full of doctor's notes too, because I have autism and ADHD and social anxiety disorder and regular anxiety disorder and a phobia of public speaking. And what's fun about all of those things is that all of those things scissor. All of those things scissor inside me. The issue I have with that is that most people hear autism and they tune all of the fucking rest of it out completely. Because they start having a conversation with themselves in their own heads and they go, oh my God, that poor sweet autistic angel. I say, this poor sweet baby is doing his best, but bless his heart. He's slow. No, the fuck he's not. Him's not slow at all. Did you not hear me say ADHD? Being slow is not my fucking problem. My problem is that you're all fucking slow. I'm not slow at all. I'm the fastest fucking boy in this room. Dude, I'm so fucking fast. I'm currently the third highest I've ever been in my life. And 2/3 of the way through a Red Bull can filled with ZzzQuil, and I'm still so fucking fast, I'm having to purposefully take extra pauses between my sentences so you all can keep the fuck up with me. He might be the fastest fucking boy alive. Him just got an overclocked processor and an out-of-date communication system. Processor's burnt to shit. My GPU runs slow as fuck now because I've had all of the apps open the whole fucking time. No one told me I could close any of those just to know my processor doesn't work for shit, dude. Like, my brain can't triage information. Like most of you, as you like wander around throughout your days, your brain is processing the world around you and highlighting the important shit and sending that to you first. That way you don't walk out in front of a bus. Now my processor doesn't work, so my brain doesn't know how to triage the information, so my brain sees it and goes fucking... I hope somebody tells him about that bus. On top of that, dude, my brain doesn't pick up on context clues anymore. Like most of your brains, if you're just casually hanging out with a friend watching a sporting event or Real Housewives or the Epstein trial or whatever, and your friend starts talking to you and you're not really paying attention, if your friend's like, hey, can you like really listen to what I'm saying right now because this is important? Do you hear that? Do you hear how quiet this room got? You just proved my fucking point, okay? Your brain all heard what I said, picked up on the context clues, and all of your brains locked the fuck into what I was saying. And when you have that happen in real life, dude, your brains lock in, fucking pay attention, and at the end of that conversation, your brains just email you the cliff notes, and fuck you, dude. I'm not getting the cliff notes or the condensed version of shit because my brain can't triage the information, so instead it's just emailing me a 400-page PDF every 3 fucking minutes. And I'm not even getting the alerts that I have a new email because I have a bellsouth.net fucking email address. And surprise, your boy was born with dial-up. This is why I'm not good at making small talk with other people. I'll be fucking in some hotel in Provo next to some father of 3 waiting for the elevator, and they'll be like, fucking, I'm coaching my kid's Little League team, and I'm like, fuck you and those kids. But he didn't hear me say that because I was looking down, so I said it to my feet. And then I get on the elevator, and as soon as the door's closed, he's like, attempt number 2. Dude, fucking weird weather we've been having lately, isn't it? And my brain immediately goes, fucking, we don't know the weather! We gotta connect to the network! And then I'm trapped in a 6-foot square steel box with another person, and now I have to fucking look them in the general face area. But somehow not the eyes. And pretend like I'm listening to what the fuck they're saying to me while the inside of my brain goes fucking... Conversation's over. I guess I'll read that report tomorrow. So that's how my autism works. Except I told you earlier, I also have ADHD. Which means I don't always have to use the dial-up network. Dude, fucking, sometimes I get to use the good internet at my stepdad's house. You all know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about, too. Fucking some days I wake up and I have a direct connection to one of those fucking Starlink satellites, and on those days I can fucking log in and learn everything there ever is to learn about fucking anything that's ever existed. About one thing. You actually get one thing. You get one Google search, okay? I can lock in for 14 straight hours and learn everything there is to know about fucking Texas Hold'em poker, dude, but as soon as I open a new tab and I'm like, whoa, about 7-card stud, no 7-card stud, you're burning that satellite up in the atmosphere, dude, but high-speed network is focus-based, dude. It's a lot like fucking... Do you remember being like a senior in high school? Do you remember being in high school and trying to have like phone sex with your high school sweetheart? On a landline? And you remember your fucking high school sweetheart will whisper something sexy into the phone like, oh, I'm almost finished. And then your mom will pick up the phone in the kitchen and be like, what's going on? And you'd be like, fucking hang up, I'm trying to do something! And it didn't matter how quickly your mom got off of the phone. The instant you heard your mom's voice, like the moment and your erection were just already gone. That's how my attention works. And that's why I'm not good at communicating. Because my brain will just switch networks back and forth whenever the fuck it feels like it, and every time my brain switches networks, it reformats my communications. Do you ever spend a full 40-hour work week designing a fucking PowerPoint presentation, and then when you go to present it, you fucking open it on an Apple computer, and you're like, fucking, what is this? Isn't even in English anymore! That's what my brain does when I talk to people. So, dude, there's never been a time in my entire life where I've delivered a message out loud to another person the way I originally wrote it down in here. That message gets lost in translation, dude. Like, the best way I can describe how I communicate with people is fucking... Make some noise if you're familiar with Paul Revere. That was not enough of you, dude. How many of you are familiar with fucking historical figure Paul Revere? Yeah! Not to be confused with the Beastie Boys song. No, dude, anytime I'm trying to communicate with other people, fucking picture Paul Revere's Midnight Ride. If they got him drunk first. Like, imagine if the founding fathers got old Paulie boy completely plastered. Dude, fucking blindfolded him, spun him around a couple dozen times, gave him first crack at the piñata, dude. And then imagine, like, midway through swing number 7, if fucking Thomas Jefferson suddenly ripped his blindfold off and George Washington tossed him the keys to a Ferrari and said, Paul, get to Boston. Tell him the British are coming. Nah, that message ain't making it to Boston, my boy. Dude, you got a couple problems with your Paul plan, dude. First of which being Paul's so drunk he thinks Boston's a person. So now he's in the yard trying to fight him. Dude, Boston's on the front yard throwing haymakers at invisible enemies going fucking, you tell Boston you can come out here and catch this ass whooping, dude. I gotta go talk him down and be like, Paul, shut the fuck up. You can't even fight like that. Dude, anyone in Boston could beat the shit out of you, including the women and children. Is why we need you to go to Boston, Paul. We fucking need you to go and tell people who can actually fight that we need people who can fight because the British are on their way to fucking fight. Dude, so Paul, fucking lock it in. Can you go to Boston and tell them that the British are coming? And fucking Paul Revere grabs him by the shoulders and looks fucking Thomas Jefferson right in the eyes and he goes fucking, I'm gonna do this for you, TJ. I'm gonna do this for you because we're best fucking friends. That's why I call you TJ. Fucking, I'll do it because you asked me. I wasn't gonna do it for George. Fuck you, George. Well, fuck him. His hair's not even real. Man, you think that's crazy? Why don't you give us a big smile there, George? You old wooden tooth bitch. I don't like him, TJ. I don't know why we hang around with him. We're fucking in the prime of our lives, dude. We're like 23 years old, and look at this ancient bitch with fucking spittle and splinters in the corners of his mouth. Well, why don't you take another nap, George? Fucking, how old are you, 30? Anyway, fuck George. I'm not gonna do it for him. Well, I'm gonna do it for you, TJ. I'm gonna go to Boston and I'm gonna tell everybody in Boston about how the British are about to come all over us. And Jefferson's like, that's not what I said. And Paul Revere's like, shh. I hear you loud and clear, good buddy. The British are about to come in all of our faces. And you need me to go tell our good friend Boston all about it. I'm gonna go to Boston and I'm gonna tell Boston that the British are sending seamen straight down our throats. I'm gonna do that for you, TJ, but before I go, I think I should tell all of you my secret. I gotta tell you all the secrets, so fucking before I leave, everybody gather in, fucking bring it in here, fucking huddle up. Don't act like you don't know what the huddle is, dude. Of course you just want a bunch of men hug, but it's not gay. Even though we sweat each other on the butts, it's not gay. Love you, TJ. What was that, TJ? Right, they don't know what the huddle is because football hasn't been invented yet. That's my bad. I got into Ben Franklin's medicinal cocaine earlier and I jotted down a couple business ideas and forgot I hadn't shared those with the group yet. Anyway, everybody fucking get in here and grab each other by the back of the neck like we're all gonna give each other head. Just fucking get in here. I love you, TJ. Fuck you, George. Anyway, I'm gonna go to Boston and I'm gonna tell them about all of the British come. But before I leave, you should all know I've been drinking. I've been drinking and I'm real good at it. Dude, and also, you guys should probably know I don't know how to drive a Ferrari. I don't know how to drive it, but it's fun to say though. Fucking Ferrari. Shut up, George. I don't care if it's pronounced Italian. Gay. They didn't know we couldn't say that yet. Anyway, I don't know how to drive a Ferrari, dude, or any other automobile, because they haven't been invented yet. Exactly like football. TJ, high five. Best fucking friends. Fuck you again, George. The automobile hasn't been invented yet, fellas, and this isn't just a regular automobile. This is one of the most advanced automobiles ever invented. And there's currently no one alive who fully understands how to operate it. But I will do my best. And bless his heart, Paul always does his best. It takes him 45 minutes to even get that car started, but once he does, he gets real cocky about it. He's like, hey, George, I think you pronounce it like it sounds. Then he immediately stalls it out, and takes him another 7.5 hours to figure out the clutch and the gears, but once he does, he fucking sputters off out of the driveway, and every time I just fucking wave him off like fucking, we did it. And not once have we fucking did it. Not once in my life has that message been correctly delivered, like, to the appropriate person, time, place, or volume. Message gets fucked up every time. But every time I fucking launch one off, my head hits the pillow at night like mission accomplished. And then I wake up the next morning, and before I can even pop my eyelids open, I see a news broadcaster projected on the inside of him, and he is upset. And he says, breaking news! Paul Revere was found early this morning in Fort Walton Beach, Florida, after he flipped his Ferrari on the freeway. And I'm at home in bed rubbing sleep out of my eyes going, fucking Fort Walton Beach is nowhere near Boston. Why is this happening again, dude? Also, he flipped my Ferrari? And the news broadcaster is still going. He's like, when first responders arrived, Mr. Revere was on fire, screaming, the Spanish are here! The Spanish are here! They're coming inside us! And you guys were here for the whole reenactment. We did not tell him to say that. That is not the message we gave him to deliver, but he's out there delivering it. And now I gotta go talk him down again, but this time I gotta do it in front of the fucking news crews and the SWAT teams and have to be like, Paul, shut the fuck up. Look around, Paul. You see the snipers? This is a Harambe situation. Shut the fuck down. We are in danger. No, I know you're right. I've been to Fort Walton Beach, Florida. I know the Spanish are there. I didn't ask you to say that shit to anybody, dude. Like, this is not where I needed you to be, Paul, and that's what my brain will do. It'll just deliver the fucking wrong message to the wrong person at the wrong place, time, and volume. And long story short, that's why I can't work in the office anymore. And I need you all to know that's not a decision I made. That's a decision I was informed of. Dude, because I've had regular jobs, dude. I've had awesome jobs that I love. Dude, but my last regular job was 9 years ago in an AT&T call center. Why is that funny? Dude, I kicked ass at that job. Dude, I was good as fuck at that job. Until one day, they came and pulled me out of my cubicle and into a real office with fucking walls. And these three dudes sat down at the table across from me, and the one in the middle said, "So, you're like a really intense guy." And I said, "I didn't know you noticed." I didn't know you guys were like watching me today. I don't like it. And he said, "Neither do we." So we don't like it one bit, but we feel like we've come up with a solution. He said, "We feel like the best way you can put that intensity to use for AT&T is from home." And then they sent me the fuck home. But they were very clear about this. They didn't fire me. They said, "We can't fire you because that is a hate crime." They said, "We'd have to have multiple real good reasons to fucking hate crime you like that. And you haven't given us enough." Dude, he's like, "We've been listening to your calls for months, like the FBI, dude. But we heard last week you talked a 93-year-old Korean War veteran into flipping around his DVR and pushing in that little red reset button on the back with a paper clip. And we honestly don't know how you got him through that alive, but we think you should be studied." Just not fucking here. We don't want to see you here anymore. Dude, in fact, why don't you take this headset and this bathrobe and why don't you clock in and just never fucking come in? Can you do that? And I said, "Yeah, I could do that." And I did. I sat in my house for the next 4 years just getting weirder and weirder. He's in there in isolation getting weird as fuck. Dude, I was in my house so long alone, I decided I needed to make a game out of it. So I was like, "Oh, I'll pretend I'm an astronaut on like a space mission." And I had to stop pretending because that shit got too real. Dude, this shit got too real. Dude, I was wandering through my living room one day and I put my hands on the glass on my window and I said out loud, "I'm not gonna be the same when I get back down there." And I was right. Because I happen to be somewhat self-aware about how my autism and ADHD impacts me. And in my experience, my combination of autism and ADHD means sometimes my brain is a dick. To me. You ever get bullied by your own consciousness? Hey, did I... Dude, I will. Dude, if I don't use a specific skill set or piece of information for a long enough period of time, eventually my ADHD will kick in my bedroom door drunk like a bad roommate at 3 in the morning. And I know you're sleeping right now. Oh, I need more space for song lyrics, so I'm gonna just get this shit out of here. And apparently, at some point during my astronaut mission, my ADHD decided it was time for us to go through a second creed phase. And apparently when that happened, my ADHD accidentally deleted my saved game in Human Experience. You just permanently deleted thousands and thousands of hours of communication skills and practical experience and XP. They're just gone forever. And as soon as I realized it was all gone, I said out loud to myself, I said, "I'm fucking trapped here, dude. I'm never gonna see any of my friends ever again." And at that exact moment, my ADHD showed up and said, "Fucking, hello, my friend, we'll meet again." It's been a while, where should we begin? And I said, "Why don't we start where you deleted my fucking social skills, Scott Stapp? Why don't we start there?" deleted all my social skills and fucking, we meet again. But who the fuck am I gonna meet ever again, Scott? Who the fuck am I gonna meet, huh? And he said, a therapist. And I said, oh, really, Scott? You think I need to see a therapist? Why is that? And he's like, because we're 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking. And I said, fuck, you're right, Scott, stay out. You might be onto something, because I am currently in my house completely alone, having a conversation with myself. And myself. As Scott Stapp. Maybe you're onto something. Maybe we need to seek a professional opinion. And so I did. I went to see a therapist, and I told the therapist what was going on. And the first thing she said to me, she said, don't you worry one bit, sweetheart. You could relearn social skills super easy. It's just like riding a bicycle. And I said, fuck you, I don't know how to ride a bicycle. And she said, calm down, honey, it's just a metaphor. And I said, no, I understand the metaphor. But what you don't understand about your metaphor is that my bicycle ain't got no chain. And I know it ain't got no chain because I've been pedaling like a motherfucker and we ain't been going nowhere. And turns out my bicycle ain't got no chain. And what I mean by that is my brain is not self-motivated. My brain is not self-motivated to interact with other human beings. Yeah. No, like most people have an innate need to be around other people, to be part of a group, a friend group, a family, a culture. It's some like this ingrained thing in us left over from our ancestors. We need to be part of a tribe. And whatever that thing is in people that makes them need to be around other people, I don't fucking have that. I don't have that at all, dude. I do not seek out the companionship of other people. So like fucking, I appreciate you guys for fucking coming out tonight. Dude, fucking, hell yeah. Hell yeah, thanks for coming out on a Saturday night to support live stand-up comedy, dude. I'm fucking very happy to see each and every one of you. But fucking, just so we're clear, I don't need any of you. I don't need any of you, dude. I'm very happy you guys all showed up tonight. But just so we're clear, I was gonna say all of this out loud to myself anyway. Why do you think I laugh at my own jokes? Because these are for me, and I love me. Also, time for another public service announcement. Because I just said bitch for the 13th time, and so I now have to make an announcement because I don't want anybody leaving here angry with me. So I need you guys to know I do say bitch a lot, but I only call me bitch. Dude, I have not weaponized the word bitch. I use it on myself, and I usually use it positively. Like, I said bitch when I get out of the shower and I see my body naked and it's like a good wiener day, and I'm like, you could get it, bitch. Get out of here. Or like when you get that like that email that says you got the new job and you're in your car and you slap the steering wheel and you're like, bitch, I told you! I like to use bitch as an affirmation. In fact, my favorite way to use bitch is the same way women say it when they like decide they're gonna skip Starbucks and they're like, I'm gonna make my coffee at home today. And then you make like a slutty little iced mocha coffee and like the glass mason jar without the lid, and you spray the whipped cream on it, and then you get the chocolate syrup out of the fridge and you pop the top open with your teeth and you start drizzling chocolate syrup, but the whole time you're drizzling, you're lifting the bottle higher and higher like you're a cocktail bartender. You know what I mean? And the whole elevator ride up, you go, bitch. That's my favorite way to say it. But I need you guys to know that I only call me bitch because I have the girl autism. And again, that's another one of those decisions I was informed of. You know what I mean? Not by AT&T, that would be weird. I was informed of the girl autism by a doctor and a therapist and an ex-girlfriend. And not in that order either. One of those three got demoted before I sought a professional opinion. I eventually went back to my doctor and he did a scan of my brain, and when we were going through the images, he pointed at one and then he said, "That's a little strange. You have an overdeveloped language center in your brain, which is more typically commonly found in women with autism." And I was real high when he said it, so I said, fucking what? And he said, "Girl autism." And I said, "Fucking what?" And he said, "Girl autism." And I said, "Fucking one more time?" And then he didn't say it out loud. Captain Autism just whispered it to me and said, "You bitch, you have it." And we were right. Because I went back to that therapist. I booked a follow-up appointment, and I was like, "Excuse me, bicycle lady, I have questions." One question, really. Girl autism? That lady looked me straight in the face, which she knows she's not supposed to do. But that lady looked me straight in the face, and she said, verbatim, she said, "Sweetheart." I thought you knew. And I said, "Well, I didn't fucking know, so explain it to me." And she did. She said, "Well, typically women with autism have an overdeveloped language center in their brains, which means they're better at expressing their thoughts and emotions verbally, which means they usually don't get diagnosed until later in life." And I said, cool. And then she just kept going. She added a fun fact, and I know because she said fun fact. Said, "Fun fact, women with autism are more likely to collect rocks and crystals." And when she said that, this might be an ADHD thing, but your brain ever do three things all at once? She said rocks and crystals, and all at once, my brain said, "What?" And then my brain also said, "Your third grade teacher was right all along. Miss Beecham used to tell you every day you'd made a real pretty girl." And then my brain also said, "Gotcha, bitch." All of this happened all at once, and the doctor was still going. She was like, "Additionally, women with autism are more typically prone to subscribing to astrological thinking." And I was like, "You don't have to list any more things, Doc. You win." I get it. And she said, "Well, you asked me to explain it to you." And I said, "Yeah, I said explain it to me, not prove it to me." Apparently, they didn't teach you the difference at brain doctor school. It's like, as I said, explain it to me, and instead you just named a list of things, and now I'm batting 5 for 5, so you can stop listing things. Dude, I'm shooting 1,000%, so why don't you just point me in the direction of my lipstick and titties? And I didn't get titties because they didn't have my size. That's not why I didn't get titties. I didn't get them because she said I could only get them if they installed them. And I said, no, I don't want them installed. I just want them to play with. And then I said, if I want them installed, I'll install them myself. And then I said, that's a Tim Allen joke. So I didn't get titties. I just got a doctor's note. But I took it home and I got excited about it. And so I posted it on Instagram and I said, ta-da. Put it on my story and I said, ta-da, girl autism. And within 5 minutes, a dude responded to it. And he said, girls can't have autism. And I said, fucking what? And he said, in all caps, he said, girls can't have autism. And I said, well, that is incorrect, for as you can see, I have the girl autism. Therefore, vis-a-vis, a girl autism. And he said, he said, girls can't have autism and neither can you because autism is made up. And I said, fucking what? And he said, it's made up. That's why it didn't exist in any medical books before 1927. And I said, 1927. Oh, shit. That's a very specific number. It's a very specific number for you to have just pulled so quickly out of absolutely nowhere. And I myself am not a numbers autistic, but I do believe I smell one of my own. And he got real mad and he was like, no, I'm not autistic. Ain't no way I'm like one of you retards, blah, 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 blah. And he said, autism's made up. Look it up. And he said, ADHD's made up too. It didn't exist until blah, blah, blah. And I said, so you don't think autism and ADHD, before they were discovered and named, you don't think they might have been known by different names? And he said, fucking what? And then I didn't type it back. I just said it out loud. I said, gotcha, bitch. And then it was my turn to type in all caps. And I said, you don't think autism and ADHD might have been known by different names before people started researching them and then discovered them and renamed them? And he said, what do you mean? And I said, motherfucker, autism and ADHD have been around the entire fucking time. I said, ADHD has been around so long, there's a children's fable about it. You ever heard of the tortoise and the hare? Huh? Riddle me this, you sweet little ding-dong. Your mommy ever read to you, huh? Did you ever cover the one about the slow fucking turtle who could step-by-step methodically complete steps on the way to finishing an objective? And the hare who was so fucking fast, my boy! Oh, that rabbit was fast as fuck, dude. So fast he could run circles around that turtle. But that rabbit was quick like lightning with the attention span of a lightning bug. That's why he couldn't stay focused on completing his steps long enough to finish the objective. That doesn't sound like fucking ADHD to you? Sin. And at this point, we were on a roll. And by we, I mean ADHD, because my fingers kept typing, and I was like, what are we saying now? And my ADHD said, butt out, bitch, I'm 12 steps ahead of both of you. And then we delivered the most ridiculous sentence I've ever said to another person. Dude, we said, if autism didn't exist before 1927, then how the fuck do you explain wizards? Sam. Who said, if autism didn't exist before 1927, explain why there are historical texts and documents from medieval England that described men and women who chose to live out in the woods, dude, out in the mountains and caves and forests, away from the towns and villages and population centers, dude. Just these weirdos who would go off into the wilderness alone to live in isolation, and they would fucking make friends with animals and learn what all of the plants did and collect rocks. So many fucking rocks, they built tiny stone huts in the forest, and they live in peace and harmony with nature with no other people around because people fucking suck, okay? And these people just lived off in the wilderness being weird as fuck until some dude in a town somewhere ate something he wasn't supposed to or got stuck with something sharp, and then they'd send a message out, and one of these wildlings would come down into town and mix a bunch of plants together and feed it to that ding-dong so he didn't die. But the entire time the wildlings were in town amongst the other people, they were staring down at their own feet, refusing to make eye contact, muttering under their breath, waving their arms around willy-nilly and wiggling their fingers for such an extended period of human history that eventually the townspeople would just go, ooh, look, here comes the magic man with his potions and his spells. That doesn't fucking sound like autism to you! Sand. And then once I had got all the poison out, once I wasn't angry anymore, I had like a moment of post-nut clarity. I took it out of all caps and I said, hold on, I just need to straighten this out because I think I'm mad at you for the wrong reasons. Because you're telling me that you're in this entire argument and your entire life, you've refused to believe in autism or ADHD, but you still think wizards were real. You're telling me you refuse to believe in modern medicine, but this whole time you've believed in magic. You poor sweet little ding-dong. You were right. You're not autistic at all. It turns out you're just regular retarded. And he never responded back to that, so I thought I had won because I'm a big fan of battle rap and diss tracks, dude. So I was like, fucking Kendrick Lamar, I win, dude. And he never responded, but my boss at AT&T told me I couldn't work in office anymore. So. And that's a true story. Like I said, I thought I had won because he never responded to those last couple messages. And I was like, oh, we're applying the same rules as fucking battle rap, dude. So I was like, he doesn't respond, I win by default. And then my boss called me into the office with those other guys, and he's like, you can't be calling people regular retarded at work. And I was like, but it's not a problem for him to be regular retarded at work. And then my boss said, we think you should work from home from now on. And I said, cool, I win twice. And my boss said, what? And I had to explain the rules of battle rap to him because like he never replied back. So I had to explain like Drake versus Kendrick. And I didn't explain Drake versus Kendrick, but that's just because this happened 9 years ago. Dude, I explained 50 Cent versus Ja Rule. But I explained that to him, and I was like, so I won the battle, and then now I get to work from home, so I won twice. And he said, no, you don't get to work from home. You have to work from home. I said, there's a difference. One is a reward and one is a punishment. I'm trying to punish you. And I said, well, you are doing a bad job. And he said, you can't talk to me like that. I am your manager. And I said, and you do a bad job. If you were a good manager, you'd have never let me call him regular retarded. Really, this is your fault. And he said, you really do not understand how social constructs work at all, do you? And I said, that is correct. I don't understand social constructs. How the fuck could I, dude? How the fuck could I, the autistic guy, understand the unwritten rules of society that are passed down orally through conversation when I'm not good at those? I'm not good at social constructs because none of you ever thought to fucking put any of those unwritten rules in a pamphlet for the rest of us. So the only social constructs I know are the ones that I can look up on the internet, dude. The ones where I can, like, find out what the rule is and then find, like, the historical piece of information that explains why it exists. And once I have the logic locked in, it's in there. Problem is, some of you ding-dongs keep inventing new social constructs that diametrically oppose the original ones, dude. And when that happens and my brain goes, these two things can't be true at the same time, then my brain melts out of my ear holes like somebody fucking slapped the shit out of that frying pan full of eggs from the Dare commercials, dude. And I'll give you an example of what I am talking about, all right? One of the most widely known social constructs in all of existence. Everyone in this room adheres to it, whether you realize it or not, because it is based on historical facts. And the historical fact is that everything black people like is fucking awesome. I didn't fucking stutter back of the room, did I? It's true, dude. Black people shit is the best shit, dude. Like, if you built a Sports Center top 10 of the most beloved inventions in all of existence, dude, black people shit would be 8 of the top 10, okay? Black people have created the best shit, dude. Fucking air conditioning, buffalo wings, peanut butter, Beyonce. It's the best shit, dude. Collectively, we understand that so well that throughout history, people have taken things from black culture and incorporated them into other things because they knew that would make people like those things more. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, fucking Google Elvis. You know what I mean? Dude, fucking turns out the godfather of rock and roll was copying off of some other folks' homework the whole time. All right, dude, collectively, as a society, we understand inherently that black people shit is the best shit. So if we know that everything that black people like is fucking awesome, why do we then also pretend like we don't like thick bitches? Some of you reacted, but none of you responded. And I asked a fucking question. I asked a question, and I'm gonna need answers. Do you hear me? Because, I like them. I don't just like them, I love them. Dude, I fuck with thick bitches hard. Do you hear me? I am long-time listener, first-time caller. Do you understand? My point is, I'll do anything a thick bitch tells me. Dude, I'm serious. I need you guys to know I'm not telling jokes anymore because that's not what I came here for. I came here tonight to deliver a message. Do you hear me? Because I need you guys to understand that history is cyclical, dude. That shit repeats itself. And right around the same period in history when we thought fucking my people were fucking witches and wizards, we also worshiped thick bitches like royalty. Dude, and again, because history repeats itself, I came here to let you know that thick bitches are the women of the future. And the future is here, motherfucker. Thick bitches are the women of the future. That's why they're all built like Teslas. That's why they come with the wraparound rear ends and the trunk in the front for your junk. And I need you guys to know, I'm not saying any of this to body shame anyone, dude. I'm not saying this to make fun of anyone. These are not jokes. These are my confessions. I am dead serious, dude. Fucking, I love thick bitches, dude. Fucking, they have raised the bar that these skinny bitches are built like. Okay? And if you were upset by that statement, if you're sitting in here somewhere going like, I'm not that thick, what do they have that I don't? I'm glad you brought it up, dude. Since you asked, I've prepared an itemized list, dude. It's just 3 things. It's fat titties and a front butt. I know I told you earlier I'm not a numbers autistic, but I've done the research, and that is 3 things. I know I only listed 2, but I told you that list was itemized. So if you check the quantities... That's a spreadsheet joke. Anyway, thick bitches, dude. My point is, they're just better, all right? They bring more to the table. That's not how I meant it, you dicks. What I meant to say is that they're more well-rounded, but that's not better. What I am trying to say is that I am obsessed with thick bitches for both autistic and ADHD purposes. Jimmy, ADHD loves thick bitches because, hi. I have a short attention span. Like clinically fucking short. Dude, like I have a doctor's note, okay? And according to that doctor's note, if I lose focus, we both lose this erection. The sexy time with me, you have to treat me like a working dog. Just fucking with the zoomies. Just bring every toy in the house to the living room right the fuck now, okay? Because I'm gonna be bouncing around, and who knows which one of those toys I'm gonna put in my mouth, but eventually I am, and then I'm gonna ragdoll it, okay? Girl in the back just realized she dated one of us once. No, basically ADHD loves a thick bitch because the only way I'm gonna come is if I get to fuck a bop it. And when you explain that to a thick bitch, she'll just start labeling parts. Dude, fucking bite it, twist it, pull it, slap it, finger, and go. Jimmy, thick bitches don't come to play, they play to win. Alright? That's why ADHD loves thick bitches, dude. Autism loves a thick bitch because fucking... they do bring more to the table. I did fucking mean it. How you like that? They do bring more to the table, dude. They have more accessories. They come standard with fucking texture packs. Some of you have an understanding of autism. And for everyone else, hi. A lot of us are extremely sensitive to textures. To the texture of everything that touches our bodies, we are extremely sensitive to. And in my experience, thick bitches have all of the best kinds. You hear me? Thick bitches come standard with soft titties, cellulite, and stretch marks, and that shit's fucking mwah. Big fucking... I told you I wasn't telling jokes anymore. I'm giving a sermon now. You hear me? You fucking soft titty, cellulite, and stretch marks are my holy trinity. Can I get an amen? You're damn right. Make sure you put money in the plate on the way out. Again, I told you these were my confessions, and now I can't leave until I tell you all of them. Because Over-explainer, dude. So I need you to know how dead serious I am about everything I just said about thick bitches, dude. I need you to know that my absolute favorite texture in all of human existence is cellulite on a woman's body. Dude, cellulite is my shit. Do you understand, ladies? If you have a fat ass and your cheeks and thighs look like you have been sitting on a beanbag chair filled with nickels, I'ma bite it. I'm gonna get in there, dude. Fucking bang, 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 dude. No, I fucking won't, dude. There will be no blah, 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 blah. Dude, that's a thing I randomly do with my mouth sometimes. It's an oral stim, but I never do it to butts. Dude, I need to draw this line very clearly. Do you understand? I have autism and an oral fixation, but also because of the autism, I have a very sensitive tum-tum. Dude, I tend to stick to the same 3 food groups, and ass is not included in those. Dude, ass does not fall in any of those categories, so there will be no blah, 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 blah. Dude, I do not eat ass, but I will chew it. And in the words of the most famous autistic person who never existed, that's all I have to say about that. Good morning, Utah! I'm AJ Wilkerson!